Hey, good morning to you, Daniel. I know it is 11 a.m. for you, calling in from Canada.
That's
How
right.
are you doing? How's your morning?
Well, so far it's been good. The weather is not the great in Canada. Maybe somewhere like in Dubai, Europe, it would have been better, but managing.
Mhm. Is that somewhere you're planning on moving, potentially Dubai or Europe, or are you
Yeah,
happy?
hopefully in a year I'll be in somewhere in Dubai chilling on a beach. That's the
Nice.
goal.
So, where does that goal come from? Like, why do you want to do that?
Well, just a lot of networking opportunities in Dubai, I believe. I know a couple of guys from the war room that are in Dubai that I talk to every day. And I
Hmm.
just believe that Dubai is a great country with great values.
Very
I
cool.
mean,
So, in terms
city,
of
sorry, city.
right. All good. So, in terms of networking opportunities,
Yeah.
what do you do? Let's start
So
with
I do
that.
something that is called short form editing. So I take long bits of podcasts or long bits of videos and I cut them into about 20-second clips.
Nice. And that is actually in very high demand from what I've
It
seen,
is. It
especially
really is.
on short form video editors.
Mhm.
So, how have you found, how has acquiring clients for you been?
Acquiring clients, well, first of all, you mean like the whole process of acquiring clients? How is it done?
For you personally, how has it gone?
Well, for me personally, you just reach out to people. You reach out to as many people as you can. You provide them with free value, and it's something that I've learned from the real world. Actually, you can connect with very, very important people if you just provide the right free value. And it sounds as easy it is as it actually is.
Okay. Because again, even from what I've seen, from my own experience and some people I've spoken to, definitely in demand, competent short form video editors. So, anyone who is doing video editing will probably be quite interested in this interview. So, how did you get into short form video editing, Daniel?
Oh well, sorry. Well, first of all, I joined the real world in about September. I tried copywriting for maybe 2 months. It didn't go very well, and then the marketing campus just opened. So I was like, "Well, hold on, why not just join that?" I kind of, I'd say, I let go of. I was just about to acquire a client, so I was like, "Okay, well, let's put that aside," and I went all in on marketing.
Hmm. And then, is there any more into that? So, how was the process there in terms of learning short form video editing, marketing, everything?
Well, first of all, they teach you the fundamentals of marketing, the fundamentals of attracting someone's attention and actually keeping it throughout all the video. It's not like you take a clip, put a bunch of subtitles on, and then put on the music. They give you a defined base of what a good video actually is. And I found it very helpful because every video that I've seen on YouTube, they don't really teach you that.
Hmm.
They don't really teach you the power, I guess, of persuasion.
Hmm. Persuasion in terms of video editing. Interesting.
Yes, yeah.
So, a bit more on how different has the material been within what you've learned in the marketing bootcamp compared to what's out there on the internet?
Well, first of all, in the marketing bootcamp, I really enjoy the structure because they made it very, very big level friendly. If you're someone who's advanced, you can just pick up right where you started. And also, the one thing that I will say that YouTube or other courses don't really offer is the feedback. So I can message one of the multimillionaires that are in the real world and just ask him a question. I'll get a response within a couple of hours. And it's not just me specifically, anyone inside of the real world can do absolutely the same.
Hmm. Did you have prior video editing experience before you joined the marketing bootcamp?
I did have a little bit. I was doing a little bit of long form editing, but that was years ago and I don't really didn't really remember anything of it.
Hmm. Cool. And how much time do you actually spend on your work per day?
Per day, I'd say about maybe around 5 hours, maybe 6 hours.
Hmm. And how much have you earned since starting? Let's say from we have a 5 hour average now. Since you've begun video editing through the marketing bootcamp, from when you acquired your first client, how much money have you made?
Well, first of all, I just want to make it clear that I right now work with two different, I guess, organizations. And in one of them, my brother and I actually made $3,200 in the last 2 weeks for like 3 hours a day of work max after high school.
Very cool. So you say after high school, What age are you?
I'm 17, he's 15 years old.
Huh. I did not expect that. You looked older. So you're still in high school.
Yeah, I still am in high school last year, actually.
Ah, this is all on the side while in education still.
Yeah,
So is that
exactly.
why you're saying in a year move to Dubai? Because I mean, first finish education, then move?
Well, yeah, I'll finish like high school and then probably do my best to move there in a couple of months.
All
Yeah.
right. Makes sense. Okay, got it. Interesting. So at 17, that is a substantial amount of money.
Yeah, for
Where
like
did
two,
you,
3 hours a day
yeah,
max.
yeah, yeah. So where did you see your life heading before you joined the real world?
Before joining the real world, I didn't really actually see it heading anywhere. I was just the normal, I guess, monotony of day-to-day life, like Andrew says.
Hmm. Give me a bit more detail on how your average day has changed now compared to before you joined.
Well, before I joined the real world, I was kind of like I guess I was the average guy. You wake up, go to school, come back home, play video games, a bit of TikTok, a bit of Instagram, and then you go to sleep. Nothing really special. After joining the real world, I kind of put aside all the video games. I've put aside all the social media, and I've actually started working more than I ever worked before.
And that mindset, where did that come from specifically?
Well, that mindset actually, I believe that the Wins channel inside of the real world actually did a lot of contribution to that because when you see people doing the same thing as you are, and while they're making 10 times more money than you, then it kind of puts you into that panic mode of they're doing something that clearly I don't know. Let me go message them. Let me go find what they're doing. Let me go watch that YouTube video. Let me go inside of that course in the real world. And let me try to chase that number. Because when you're making $0 while you see other people making tens of thousands of dollars per month doing the same exact thing as you are doing, it really does put you into that panic mode.
All right, great answer. So, what would you say was the biggest challenge you faced when you first started out with video editing?
I think it's not so much about video editing. I guess procrastination was a big challenge. But again, it's something that the Wins channel fixed in pretty much no time.
Mhm. I remember I went through the marketing bootcamp as well myself when it first opened up. I remember thinking there are other people who have the same access to all the information as me, as in like resources, everything. And I'm directly competing with them. So even just getting out of bed, like as soon as I finish sleeping, just hop out of bed, get to my computer to get straight to work as soon as I can, just to try outcompete. I mean, the others who are on a similar like level playing field. So has that been similar experience to you as well?
Yeah, exactly. Like as I said, when you're making $0 and you see the person that started with you making thousands and thousands of
Mhm.
dollars per month, then you're like, wait, hold on, why can't I do the same thing? He's a person after all. He's just like me. Why can't I replicate his success?
Right. Very cool. Now, a bigger question. What would you say have been the three most impactful lessons from your time within the real world?
That's a good question. I'd say the first lesson is, I guess, realization of the power of belief, because it's something that Luke, Andrew's cousin, has a quote. It goes, "Work 24 hours a day, every day. Sleep is work. Eating is work. Do everything professionally. Success is inevitable." And I've seen hundreds of people come and go from the real world. Those who talk the most are the ones who end up quitting after 2 weeks. But you see other people who don't talk a lot, who actually put in the work, and after 2, 3 months, all of them they have massive success. And before I thought that success was just something out of luck, or success was just something that people, you know, kind of random. But I realize now that success is actually very hard earned, and I have massive respect for people who actually pull in very big numbers inside of the real world. I guess the other lesson that impacted my life is as simple as it sounds. It's you can connect with very, very important people just with providing free value. And being able how to provide free value and being able to provide the right free value is something that I think everyone should know. And this is something that is taught inside of the real world. And also I believe the third skill. I guess it's short form editing. It's power of attracting a person to your video. It's power of gaining attention. I believe that two skills that everyone should have is one, attracting attention, and second one is monetizing that attention. So I'm kind of in the first phase. I'm trying to move in the second phase, but yeah,
Inject and monetize attention. Right, because we live in an attention economy.
that's right.
We live in an attention
That's right.
economy, as Tate himself says. And speaking of Tate, what kind of an impact would you say he has had on you personally?
Oh, well, prior to discovering Tate, I actually exited a 1 year relationship with someone. I have nothing bad to say about that person. She only teach me positive lessons about the world, but I think any man can agree that the breakup is not the most, I guess, positive feeling that you have. But when Tate came along, he kind of, I guess he made me realize that I don't have to sabotage myself. I can either be, like he says, a sad winner or a sad loser. So I started following this advice, and then in no time, I felt better about myself. I felt more energetic. His uh, his thing that he has a lot of backlash for. I don't believe in depression. Well, it has worked for me fantastically, and I have. I'm only grateful for Andrew Tate's presence, I would say.
Yeah, beautiful, beautifully put. So, since you're on this trajectory now, where do you see your life heading in 6 months to 1 year? I know you said you want to move to Dubai. Is there more
Well, if my brother and I carry on the, I guess, if we
trajectory?
maintain our success, then we'll be in Dubai in a year, that's for sure. Probably making over 10,000 a month each. Uh, I'd be inside of the war room. He's a bit too young for that.
Mhm.
And yeah, just keep hustling, keep working, even, I guess, climbing bigger mountains.
Right, very cool. So, I'm happy with how this interview went. At this point, I only have one question left, which
Mhm.
is for people who are still unsure about joining the real world, maybe they're thinking it's a scam for those $50. What advice would you have to them?
I actually have a different opinion of that. I don't think that people think that the real world is a scam because, to be honest, they see people succeeding. They see people paying their
But
recurring.
paid actors, no?
Sorry?
But paid actors, they could be paid actors. Who knows? Maybe you're a paid actor.
Well, in that case, I would just recommend people just join and see for yourself. It's $49 a month. We can agree that anyone can get a hold of $49 if you truly wanted to get that $49. Worst case scenario, you lose $49. It's you can make that in hours. Where
Okay.
in 2 weeks'
And
time,
what
you're
were
not
you
gonna.
going to say for before I interrupted you? So let's say people don't think necessarily that it's a scam, and then yeah, I interrupted. So finish off
Oh
that
yeah.
as well.
Well, I don't think that people necessarily think it's a scam. I think that people don't believe that they themselves can achieve financial freedom because I think that when people say the real world is a scam, it's them implying, hey, every time I set a promise to myself, I fail to achieve it. I fail to keep up with that promise. And of course, if you can't even make your bed, if you can't even wake up at the same time every single day, then of course you're not going to be able to think that you can achieve great things. So my advice to those people would be just start on the small wins. Start making your bed. Start doing 10 push-ups a day. Start waking up at the same time. Start going to bed at the same time. And once you have that belief, I think it would be very, very helpful for you in your, I guess, financial journey.
Good. So thank you for your time, Daniel. For people who want to find out more about you or contact you, where can they do so?
They can hit me up on my Instagram if you'd be kind enough to put that in the
Yep,
description.
will do. Cool. So anyone interested, check description. Daniel, I look forward to doing a follow up with you once things have scaled even more to document that progress. And
Absolutely.
until then, I wish you all the best.
Thank you, brother.